Outline. Introduction to the alien students and Earth. 3 alien students: Grelak, reptilian; Yara, aquatic; and Vorn, warrior-like, arrive on Earth as part of a galactic exchange program. They're skeptical about Earth's wildlife, thinking that it's weak compared to the predators on their home planets. They meet Dr. Evelyn Carter, an Earth zoologist and their guide for the journey. The first impressions. The tour begins with the observation of Earth's larger predators like wolves, lions, and bears. While they're intrigued by the pack mentality and strategic hunting, the alien students remain largely unimpressed, feeling that these creatures are tame compared to the massive and aggressive creatures on their worlds. Surprising skills of Earth's tame animals. The next stop takes them to observe domestic animals, such as cats and dogs. The students are shocked to see how tame animals can exhibit lethal, predatory instincts, catching birds, small rodents, and even exhibiting teamwork in wild dogs. They witness a house cat's stealth and precision, then a hawk's predatory prowess, both of which begin to change their minds about Earth's weak animals. Understanding the apex. Dr. Carter explains the subtle strength of these predators, their intelligence, strategy, and adaptability. The alien students grow intrigued by the idea that power isn't just about size but about tactics and survival instincts. The final lesson is a surprise when Dr. Carter reveals that humans, too, are part of this ecosystem and have risen as the apex predators, not through physical strength, but through intellect, adaptation, and the ability to harness tools and knowledge. Danger beyond Tame. The alien students face a sudden unexpected event where they witness Earth's predators in a real, uncontrolled environment. Perhaps a pack of wild dogs or wolves attacks a group of prey, displaying Earth's predators' brutal efficiency. A discussion of how humans have tamed and adapted even more dangerous animals, such as dogs and birds of prey, for use in their own survival. The closing realization. The alien students come to understand that Earth's tame predators are deadly in ways they had not expected. What makes Earth unique is the combination of intelligence, adaptability, and strategy, traits shared by both its animals and its dominant species, humans. They leave Earth with a profound respect for the delicate balance between wild and tame, realizing that it's the quiet, unseen dangers that are often the most formidable. Let me begin writing the complete story based on this outline. Due to its length, it will take me a bit of time, but I will get started right away. Stay tuned. Alien students shocked by Earth's tame but lethal predators. Arrival on Earth. The shuttle descended gracefully through Earth's atmosphere, its smooth surface reflecting the planet's vibrant blues and greens. Inside, 3 alien students watched with varying degrees of curiosity and skepticism as the lush, green landscape of their destination came into view. Grelak, tall and slender with shimmering green scales, shifted impatiently in his seat. His reptilian eyes, narrow and calculating, surveyed the approaching world with a dismissive air. I don't understand why we were assigned to this planet. Earth's predators are supposedly tame compared to the apex species on Thorak. Beside him sat Yara, a graceful aquatic being from the water planet Litharis. Her translucent blue skin flickered as she adjusted her harness, her large violet eyes focusing on the terrain below. I agree, she said, her voice a soft ripple. On Litharis, predators grow to 10 times the size of anything here. This planet seems weak. In the back, Vorn sat silently, his hulking frame dwarfing the others. From Torgoth, a war-ravaged world of brutal, savage creatures, Vorn had grown up respecting only brute strength. He didn't speak much, but when he did, his deep, gravelly voice carried the weight of a warlord. Today, though, he said nothing, but his piercing gaze left no doubt that he shared his companion's skepticism. The shuttle finally touched down in a large clearing surrounded by towering trees. The hatch hissed open, and the students stepped out, their senses bombarded by the unfamiliar sights and sounds of Earth's dense forest. Waiting for them was Dr. Evelyn Carter, a seasoned Earth zoologist with short-cropped silver hair and a warm, confident smile. Welcome to Earth, she said brightly, shaking each of their hands. I'm sure you'll find our wildlife fascinating. Grelak raised a scaly brow. Fascinating? From what I've read, your predators are tame compared to what we've studied back home. Dr. Carter smiled knowingly. Appearances can be deceiving. Earth's creatures may not be the largest or most physically imposing, but they've survived in ways that may surprise you. With that, the tour began. The students followed Dr. Carter through a dense trail into the heart of the forest, where the first lesson about Earth's animals awaited them. Earth's Predators, First Impressions. The group soon arrived at a large observation platform overlooking a riverbank. Below, a pack of gray wolves moved gracefully through the underbrush, their sleek bodies weaving in and out of the trees with synchronized precision. Dr. Carter gestured to them. These are wolves, one of Earth's most intelligent pack hunters. They can bring down prey much larger than themselves using teamwork and strategy. The alien students watched, intrigued but still unconvinced. Grelak snorted softly, his scales rippling with amusement. They seem coordinated, but on Thorak, we have solo predators that would make quick work of these creatures. Yara's violet eyes followed the wolves as they disappeared into the forest. They seemed small and delicate. On Litaris, predators are much larger and deadlier. Dr. Carter nodded. True, but Earth's predators aren't just about size. Their survival depends on cunning, adaptability, and the ability to outthink their prey. The tour continued deeper into the reserve. The students observed lions basking in the sun, crocodiles lurking beneath the surface of a river, and bears foraging along the forest's edge. While these creatures were impressive in their own right, none seemed to match the sheer ferocity or scale of the predators the students had seen on their home planets. Vorn finally broke his silence as they watched a lioness stalk her prey. On Torgoth, our apex predators rely solely on brute force. These creatures, they seem to depend on something else. Yes, Dr. Carter said, they rely on intelligence, teamwork, and patience, but don't be fooled when they strike. They're just as deadly. Yet the students remained skeptical. For all the talk of strategy and adaptability, these animals still seem tame in comparison to the monstrous predators of their worlds. And then, Dr. Carter led them to the next part of the reserve, the domestic animals, and that's where things began to change. The tame becomes lethal. They arrived at a wide, open enclosure filled with what appeared to be ordinary, domesticated animals, dogs and cats lounging lazily in the sunlight, their tails flicking contentedly as they dozed. Grelak frowned, his forked tongue flicking out in disdain. Are we supposed to be impressed by these creatures? They look like pets. Dr. Carter smiled. Indeed, they are, but don't be fooled. Many of Earth's most successful predators are the ones you least expect. She pointed toward a sleek black cat that had been watching them from a nearby rock. Take the domestic cat, for example. These small creatures are among the most efficient hunters on the planet. Yara chuckled, her blue skin shimmering. That tiny thing? It could hardly be considered dangerous. Dr. Carter's eyes sparkled with amusement. Watch. In a blur of motion, the cat darted into the underbrush. A moment later, it re-emerged with a small bird clamped in its jaws, its eyes gleaming with satisfaction. The entire movement had been so swift and precise that even Vorn, known for his keen warrior's instincts, hadn't seen the attack coming. That was fast, Grelak admitted, his scales bristling. Dr. Carter nodded. Cats are solitary hunters. Their reflexes are lightning quick, and they rely on stealth and precision rather than brute force. Despite their size, they're lethal in their own way. The students watched in awe as the cat padded away, tail flicking, the bird limp in its mouth. They had never seen such a small, seemingly innocent creature exhibit such deadly skills. The group moved on, observing more of Earth's tame predators. They watched in stunned silence as a hawk swooped down to snatch a rabbit from the ground, its talons striking with pinpoint accuracy. A pack of wild dogs worked in tandem, bringing down a larger animal with the kind of coordination the students hadn't thought possible for creatures of their size. I never thought small predators could be so efficient, Yara murmured, her eyes following the hawk as it soared away. On Litaris, the most dangerous predators are the largest. Here, size seems irrelevant. Vorn, still watching the wild dogs as they dragged their prey away, grunted in agreement. They fight like a unit. It's not about strength, it's about how they work together. For the first time, the students began to realize that Earth's predators weren't weak, they were just different. They relied on agility, strategy, and cooperation rather than raw power, and it was this subtlety that made them so dangerous. The apex revealed. The sun was beginning to set as Dr. Carter led the group to the final stop on their tour, a cliffside overlooking the sprawling human city below. The alien students gazed out at the towering buildings, the intricate network of streets, and the constant flow of people and vehicles. It was a stark contrast to the wilderness they had spent the day exploring. Dr. Carter stood beside them, hands in her pockets, her eyes reflecting the glow of the setting sun. you've seen Earth's predators in action, but now it's time for you to understand something deeper. Grelak turned to her, curious. What do you mean? Dr. Carter smiled softly. What you've seen so far are creatures that have adapted to their environment. They've evolved to hunt, survive, and thrive in their own way. But there's one predator on this planet that stands above all the others. Yara tilted her head, her eyes narrowing. You mean there's something more dangerous than what we've seen? Yes, Dr. Carter replied. The most dangerous predator on Earth is us, humans. The students blinked in surprise. Humans? Grelak asked, incredulous. But you have no claws, no fangs. How could you be the apex predator? It's not about physical strength, Dr. Carter explained. Humans rose to the top of the food chain because of our intelligence. We observed the creatures around us, learned from them, and adapted. We developed tools, weapons, and strategies. Over time, we've mastered the environment itself. She gestured to the city below. This is the result of millions of years of evolution and cooperation. We didn't just survive in nature, we shaped it. We tamed the wild animals, learned their behaviors, and turned them to our advantage. That's what makes us the apex predator. The students were silent, absorbing her words. They had spent the day marveling at Earth's predators, only to discover that the most dangerous of them all was the species they had been learning from. It's true, Vorn said quietly. You don't rely on strength, you rely on your mind. That's why you've succeeded. Dr. Carter nodded. Exactly. Earth's creatures are remarkable, but it's our ability to adapt and evolve that sets us apart. We don't just survive, we thrive. An unplanned lesson. Just as the students were beginning to grasp the significance of humanity's role on Earth, a sudden commotion in the distance drew their attention. In the valley below, a herd of deer had appeared, grazing peacefully near the forest's edge, but something else was lurking in the shadows. Dr. Carter's expression shifted to one of concern. Stay close, she warned. We might be about to see an unexpected demonstration. From the shadows of the forest, a pack of wolves emerged, their eyes locked on the unsuspecting deer. The students watched in stunned silence as the wolves began their approach. Moving with deadly coordination, they spread out, surrounding the herd, cutting off any chance of escape. The deer, sensing the danger too late, bolted in all directions, but the wolves were faster. In a blur of motion, they attacked, bringing down one of the smaller animals with terrifying efficiency. The pack worked together, each wolf knowing its role in the hunt. Within moments, the prey was subdued. Yara gasped, her eyes wide with shock. I've never seen anything like that. Grelak, usually composed and confident, looked visibly shaken. The precision, the teamwork, it's flawless. Dr. Carter stood beside them, her voice calm but firm. This is how Earth's predators survive. It's not about size or strength, it's about strategy, intelligence, and adaptability. The students watched as the wolves fed on their kill, their earlier doubts now fully dispelled. They had never imagined that such tame creatures could exhibit such lethal efficiency. The final lesson. As the tour concluded, the alien students gathered one last time with Dr. Carter. Their perspectives forever changed. What had begun as a simple study of Earth's wildlife had turned into a profound lesson about the nature of survival, strength, and adaptability. I came here thinking that Earth's predators were weak, Grelak admitted, his voice thoughtful. But now I see that strength comes in many forms. Yara nodded, her violet eyes reflecting the dying light of the sunset. On Litaris, we rely on size and power, but here, the smallest creatures can be the deadliest. Vorn, always the most stoic, finally spoke, his deep voice carrying a note of respect. Humans are not like the predators we've seen on other worlds. You've mastered your environment not through strength, but through intelligence. That is true power. Dr. Carter smiled warmly. I'm glad you've come to understand that. Earth may seem like a peaceful planet, but beneath the surface lies a delicate balance of survival and adaptation, and we humans are part of that balance. As the alien students prepared to leave Earth, they carried with them a newfound respect for the planet and its creatures. They had learned that strength wasn't always about physical might, it was about strategy, intelligence, and the ability to adapt to an ever-changing world. And in the end, they realized that Earth's predators, both wild and human, were far more formidable than they had ever imagined.